Good day po sa lahat, si Fiscal EJ po ito. Sa video na ito, pag-uusapan natin ang Article 1 ng impeachment complaint laban kay Vice President Sara Duterte. Ang kanyang mismong pag-amin sa isang live stream noong November 2024 na nag-utos umano siya ng assassination plot laban kay Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos Jr., First Lady Liza Araneta Marcos at House Speaker Martin Romualdez kung sakaling siya ay mamatay. This is not tabloid gossip. Ito ay isang public admission ng isang mataas na opisyal ng gobyerno, ang Vice President mismo, na sinabi niya sa harap ng publiko at hindi niya kailanman binawi. Now, under the 1987 Constitution, isa sa mga grounds for impeachment ay ang tinatawag na other high crimes. Now, you might ask, hindi naman siya convicted ng anumang krimen fiskal. So, pwede ba ito? The answer is yes. Other high crimes doesn't require na may conviction sa korte or that a law was broken. Ang batayan ay ang bigat ng kasalanan at ang epekto nito sa tiwala ng publiko at integridad ng posisyon. Hindi man ito classified immediately as a penal offense under the revised penal code or under any special penal law, the mere act of contracting someone to kill the president, kahit conditional, is an act so grave na hindi pwedeng i-dismiss as emotional outburst only. She confessed to orchestrating a retaliatory assassination plot. To me, this undermines her fitness to hold public office. The term high crimes need not be codified as criminal acts. They are defined by their extreme immorality, threat to public order, and utter incompatibility with the dignity and responsibilities of a national office. In short, kung ang pagkilos mo ay sapat na para masira ang tiwala ng taong bayan, it can be considered a high crime under the 1987 Constitution. Isa pang ground sa ilalim ng Article 11 Section 2 ay ang betrayal of public trust. Ito po ang catch-all provision ng saligang batas. Hindi kailangang may krimen, basta may ginawa kang labag sa ethics, integrity at oath of office mo, pwede kang ma-impeach. The phrase betrayal of public trust is broad, meant to catch acts na hindi man kriminal ay morally reprehensible. It reflects a violation of the oath of office to preserve and defend the Constitution and the President as its chief executor. Public officials po are expected to uphold democratic institutions, not premeditate their destruction. When the Vice President, in her capacity as the second highest official in the land, publicly announces na may inutusan siyang tao para pumatay sa Pangulo, just in case she dies, that's not just a lapse in judgment. That's a full betrayal of the ethical standards expected of her office. Mas grabe pa ito kung tutuusin, dahil sinabi niya ito ng buong linaw at inulit pa sa iba't ibang forums. May intensyon, may kumpiyansa, walang remorse. May ilan ding nagsasabi na, hypothetical lang naman yun kung sakaling mamatay siya. That argument po doesn't hold water. Parang sinabing pag namatay ako, pumatay kayo. That's still solicitation of violence and it shows a deeply disturbing mindset. Hindi siya private citizen making private plans. She's a sitting vice president commanding public trust and representing the nation. The Constitution doesn't excuse you from morality just because you say your plans take effect after your death. The problem is not the condition. It's the intent and mindset behind it. Public officials are bound by their oath regardless of circumstances. Now, let's go deeper. Hindi lang ito tungkol sa kanya. Ito ay banta sa ating democratic institutions. What she admitted to strikes at the core of democratic stability. A vice president plotting vengeance via extrajudicial killing, even conditionally, is tantamount to creating a political climate of fear and violence. Kapag ipinakita ng isang opisyal ng gobyerno na okay lang magpa-assassinate, ano ang sinasabi nito sa military, sa pulis, sa publiko, sa susunod na henerasyon ng liderato? If she normalized the idea of assassination as an acceptable political tool, anong epekto nito sa credibility ng gobyerno, sa pananaw ng publiko, sa mundo, Her admission po is not only reckless, it invites lawlessness, and that betrays the very concept of orderly governance. Tandaan po natin, public office is a public trust. Public trust is based not only on competence but moral credibility. Yung simpleng idea na ang pangalawang pinakamataas na opisyal sa bansa ay nagkwento publicly about hiring a killer reflects a total collapse of ethical leadership. Hindi ito usapang barangay lang. She's in the direct line of presidential succession. Ang taong may ganitong mindset na pag may nangyari sa akin, dapat may gumanti, cannot be trusted to uphold the peaceful transition of power, the rule of law, or even human life. Hindi po ito simpleng kwento-kwento. This is a serious admission that could undermine the constitutional framework itself. In closing, I want to stress that impeachment is not just about punishing illegal acts. It's about preserving the moral integrity of government. If the second highest official in the land talks about contracting an assassin like it's just another press release, no regret, no second thought, what clearer proof do we need that she shattered the people's trust? Sa mga darating na araw, masusubok kung talagang mahalaga pa ba sa ating mga leader ang integridad ng kanilang panunungkulan. So yan lang po ang munting lesson natin for today, and see you in my next video. Maraming salamat po.